All right. Let me. Do you guys want the bottom screens on or off?
Off as usual. I've been
Okay,
doing
I
most
wanted to
weirdest
make
shit.
sure that the viewers knew who did this because we're on air now, so I wanted to make sure that they knew that it wasn't me who turns it off. It's these people who want their privacy. So bye.
These people
want and deserve
after
our
you've
privacy.
plastered our numbers all over the internet.
Right.
I removed
Scream to us about privacy.
Posted an edited version of said clip, so that no longer exists. Yeah, I
People
apologize
already
for that.
screenshot
it. Yeah, because they're so worried about getting your number.
I'm playing on my phone all week.
I'm a hot piece of ass. I know they want my number.
Tonight's rundown. We're talking about the Slut Walk 2017. Cheeto Man. You know how he calls Kim Jong-un Rocket Man? He's Cheeto Man. Young Thug and Orenthal James all make the show, also known as O.J. Simpson. We're also going to play a nice little Jizza Thoughts game called Open for a Surprise. It's like a little Twitter thing that's been sweeping the nation. And that is tonight's show. Welcome to another edition of Bro Talk Live, the best show for us, by us. Actually, I want to say for everybody by us, because it's not just for us. The show's not for us. It's for everyone to consume. But I just like FUBU, and I just want to throw a nod to them every day. So that's why I say that. Bro Talk Live around the mark. Let's kick it over to my main man, Dex. What up, bro?
Dex the one here. Super excited to be here.
I like that fall ensemble. It's going to go great when I green screen it.
Oh, no, it's like not that much. It's not that much green in here.
Yeah, you're going to have pink all in your shirt. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, man.
Tadaka, what up, bro?
I'm doing quite well. I trust everyone else as well.
How's the climate over there?
It's actually perfect. It's like a little chilly in the morning, it gets warm in the afternoon, and then you get a nice night breeze.
And you still have your apartment, particularly on like 83 degrees Fahrenheit?
My apartment's always hot. Nicole keeps it so hot in here, she melts if one of our doors shut.
That's ridiculous. Bill, how are you, sir?
I'm well. I'm not melting any door shut, though.
Oh, good. I'm glad. It had actually got over here at 65 degrees for a high. Yeah, it was quite chilly today.
No point in tracking
tomorrow's supposed to be back up to 82, so that's life in Southern California for you.
You're only getting a drop of rain, though.
Exactly. There were a lot of stories this week and some we couldn't get to. One of which Dex is going to tell us about is breaking news about Keisha Cole that he sent me earlier today, but I just didn't have time to put it in the show. So, Dex, what's going on with Keisha Cole?
So basically, you guys have been watching this season of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Keisha Cole is actually on the show with her now ex-husband, Boobie Gibson, who actually used to play for the Cleveland Cavaliers. So on this show, in 2011, when Keisha Cole first married Boobie, everyone was like, oh my God, like, Keisha got a baller. She snagged a baller. He was a basketball player. Like, it seemed like they had like the perfect relationship. Like, she was this girl that, we knew from, being from the hood and stuff like that. And it seemed
from where?
She met her Prince Charming. He met her Prince Charming. So fast forward a couple years later, the two of them are now in Love and Hip Hop. They're going through a divorce. He's actually living with her and recently found his own spot. And now he is requesting full custody of their child, spousal support, and full custody of their child, spousal support, and the money for the child monthly. What do they call it? Child support.
Child support.
Spousal support.
Oh, so he wants the Kevin Federline deal.
He feels like that she should pay that because she's always so busy out there touring and stuff, and he's
what?
He's not. So he has a lot of time to raise the kids. So, and actually, he might be onto something because remember before we covered on here that Keisha Cole beat up some girl outside of Birdman's house for remember that?
I remember it.
So he might be onto something. Maybe she's not like the best mom in the world. We don't know, but we'll keep you guys posted on the latest with Keisha Cole.
Bill, since Keisha Cole is one of your favorites, how much do you think she's going to end up having to pay in spousal support monthly to her ex-husband?
I think he's refusing to comment.
Bill not there? Oh, okay.
I think he's refusing to comment.
Ty, how much do you think she's going to get? She's going to have to give, I should say.
I'm hoping nothing. Shouldn't he have his own money?
Wait a second. Wait a second.
I think at least $1,000.
No, wait, Ty. You just said you don't think he should have to give it. She shouldn't have to give him anything.
No, why should you give him anything?
Now, when we were talking about Mary J. Blige having to give her ex-husband something, you said that he should take her to the cleaners. Like you said that he should clean Mary J. Blige's pockets out. So
that doesn't sound like me. You sure that was me that said that?
Yeah, that was definitely you.
Yes, like you were like he should take her to the cleaners. Definitely. And Will, you said it too.
I reserve the right to change my opinion. I think it's a
Let
case.
me tell you something. I am pleading the fifth on all this.
I don't think.
Come on, Bill. How much you think? How much can a judge actually order Keisha Cole to pay monthly? Like seriously, what's she gonna pay?
Considering the fact she's probably not that far away from food stamps, probably not much.
They pay enough to maintain current lifestyle.
So is she married? Is she still dating the Birdman? Is she still?
No, Birdman's with Tony Braxton.
Oh, dang! So she doesn't even have like an incoming. Well,
but
I hope that
allegedly though she was dating Floyd Mayweather. I don't know if that's true, but I heard
one of them can.
No, that's not true.
I hope it is.
One of them can read.
Maybe she can like flip that those fish dinners into something. Did you see Oprah? She got like a new food line. I saw some commercials for it.
No, actually, just I do think she's dating Floyd Mayweather.
Potatoes and sides. Keisha
Cole actually just did an appearance in Philadelphia, and then the same night got on a private jet and went to Vegas for the fight, the Floyd Mayweather fight. Then the next day she was with Floyd Mayweather, posted up with him. So they actually might be a thing.
Wait, I got a question. Which one of y'all think reading them contracts?
I don't think Keisha can't read.
Come on now, that's disrespectful. I think Keisha Cole can read.
No, I'm saying I don't think she can't read.
Why are we talking about whether or not she can read? Was that like a thing?
No, I was.
Well, that was Fantasia.
I mean, we thought Fantasia could read.
I did.
Oh yeah, I guess if she was to date Floyd, it would be kind of just like it would just be bad if neither one of them could read. So yeah, I hope that Keisha Cole is not ordered to pay this child support because or spousal support because I mean, like he was a basketball player. You got your own money. I mean, if you're down on funds, you're still young enough where you can work out on disability or something like that. Get yourself a job. I don't understand.
Take her to the cleaners.
No, come on.
All right, thanks, Dex, for the breaking news. We appreciate it.
No.
This show, we're not going to say it's dedicated, but it is for all the people who are down about what's happened over in Vegas. We completely understand the sorrow that everyone's going through, and we are praying for the families, and we hope that this just sparks the bigger conversation about gun control in our society and what we need to do to push the legislation that we need to push in order to get these dangerous weapons, which in my opinion have no place in society, off of the streets and out of common people's hands. It's just really irresponsible, I feel like, for this country. This is just my opinions going out there, that, you know, we continue to allow assault rifles to be carried on streets of America.
If they can explain to me why they would need something like that, maybe I'd consider it.
Yeah.
But no one can ever.
There aren't that many deer. It's not that many deer. So
no one's putting that many bullets in a deer. It's not happening because there'd be no point.
So this shows where you guys take your mind off of it. And if you need an escape or just want to laugh, that is what we aim to do for you guys today. So you guys ready to start the show?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Let's start the show. President Trump, he had quite the day today. He went down to Puerto Rico and decided to visit the victims of the hurricane down there. And he started off the little tour by tossing items into crowds, including toilet paper and paper towels that he shucked basketball style into the crowd as if he's throwing out T-shirts at a halftime performance. His form was impeccable, and you can tell he's probably never won a game of horse in his life. It's quite sad. He also opened his mouth and started speaking, some of which was mighty offensive, and these are the worst of the worst. So you guys tell me which one was the worst quote that he said today. The first one, I hate to tell you, Puerto Rico.
I hate to tell you, Puerto Rico,
Go ahead.
But you are throwing our budget way out of whack. Okay, we spend a lot of money in Puerto Rico.
Offense number one. All right, so that's one. The next one we have, go ahead, Donald.
Every death is a horror, okay? But if you look at a real catastrophe like Katrina, and you look at the tremendous hundreds and hundreds and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of people that died versus this storm.
What?
He literally said this. He didn't say all the billions, but that's what he said. We're gonna go with another quote that he had today. Go ahead, Donald.
I want to thank the Coast Guard. Okay, they are special people, folks. A lot of people got to see the and Texas was incredible for what they did. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Okay, we would like to say something on behalf of your men and women.
So the guy walked up and he said, "I'm actually representing the Air Force."
I know that. Okay, I know.
Donald corrected him and said, "I know that," and let him speak anyway. And then afterwards, he asked for an actual Coast Guard representative. And last but not least, to a person who was showing Donald Trump the damage in the area, and he basically said, "Yeah, our house wasn't damaged." This is what Donald Trump decided to say to him.
Meantime, here you are. We're going to help you out. Have a good time.
What? Have a good time? Oh, great. Okay, guys, what was the most offensive of these quotes that Donald Trump did? Was it the throwing our budget out of whack, a real catastrophe like Katrina, the guy who said I'm representing the Air Force, or telling someone who just avoided a hurricane and is rebuilding a lot of their lives and their friends' lives to have a good time?
By far, the worst one is the second one. And I just said that because of the delivery. Like, so I'm sitting at work and I was watching this, right? And he was sitting down and he said, you know, every death is horrible, you know. And then he said, you know, if you look at a real catastrophe like Katrina and you see the tremendous hundreds of people that died, you know, versus this storm, then he turned to the guy and said, how many people died in the storm? And the guy was like, 16. He said, yeah, only 16 people died. Like literally,
he said you should be thankful. You should be proud of yourselves that only 16 people died.
Mouth dropped. Like my mouth dropped to the floor. When he said that, I'm just like, this is a joke. Then to see him follow this up with throwing paper towels as if you're like throwing out, like you're a mascot at an NBA game. I've had enough. A close second for me though is the budget one. You're throwing our budget out of whack. We don't care. We were just in the middle of a storm that destroyed half of our island. Like, no.
He wants people to be so thankful to actually reap the benefits of the taxes that they pay. Like, the fact that they pay taxes isn't enough. Like, you want us to be thankful that you're actually using our taxes for something that we actually need you to use them for once. Ty, what was the worst one you heard?
President Donald dipshit has to be the biggest idiot. It's so bad that we're even laughing because like that's how ridiculous this person is. Like, how can you not laugh? I have to go with the same one as Dex. I vote that this is not a real catastrophe, as people are starving and dying and not able to get into their homes, and people have been swept out of entire neighborhoods, and there are still several people without communication, the large majority without communication, but this tragedy wasn't as good as the other tragedy, so we're not going to spend too much time here.
And he also, he was handing out, I think it was fans or something. No, it was flashlights. And he was telling people as he was handing out the flashlights, you guys don't need this anymore. Meanwhile, 95% of Puerto Rico is still without power. It just shows how clueless he is about everything. Bill, what was the worst thing that you heard?
Oh, God. I think the entire thing was like the worst thing I've ever heard. I have to agree, though, with Ty and Dex. Real catastrophe like Katrina, are you downplaying a Category 5 hurricane that wiped out, literally that devastated an entire island of people? The last devastating thing that wiped out Puerto Rico like that was Christopher Columbus and his brother. Like, are you kidding me? What? Agent Cheeto does need a seat. Like, seriously, I've had enough of Agent Cheeto. He needs a seat.
How's anybody supposed to take your comments seriously?
Because you know what? I'm like, okay, he did a little bit of research, and I'm like, he's going to say something. And when you said what you said, oh, okay.
Can't even say anything about it. Like, you know what? Damn, you're right.
Nobody could respond. We're like,
there was no follow-up. Like, what can we say? Yep, got that one right. Accurate.
He's like, well, you ain't lying.
He definitely didn't lie. It's unfortunate that it wasn't a lie, but yeah, it definitely wasn't a lie. So yeah, that's what our president had to say. Guys, you guys know any places besides the Red Cross where people can donate? Bill, did you have something that you were pushing out?
Actually, yes. There is if everybody goes like Daddy Yankee's Facebook page.
Oh, someone switched the camera. This is smooth now. Did you do something special? What happened?
Are you kidding?
No, I didn't do anything.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
On Daddy Yankee's Facebook page, you can actually donate. And there are donation like places in Philadelphia, the A Lounge for one, and they've teamed up with Jay-Z, and he's actually sending jets with like supplies directly to Puerto Rico. So,
Daddy Yankee's Facebook page. Okay, cool, awesome. What was Dex? Why you look so puzzled?
What?
You just looked so puzzled when you said Daddy Yankee.
It was a little odd to me. I don't know.
I understand why, because he's Puerto Rican, but I just didn't expect to hear Daddy.
I don't know why. Well, you said Daddy. I don't know why, but I just wasn't expecting that.
Shout out to Daddy Yankee. But yeah, definitely, if you want to help, besides giving money to the Red Cross, which sometimes is a moot point, go and
because they steal up the money.
Allegedly.
Not allegedly. Where the houses that they were supposed to build in Haiti?
Well, we got to say allegedly, otherwise they could sue us.
Exactly.
It's not alleged. They could be sued. They can have a seat. They're not suing anybody. Trust me.
Next
the views expressed by Mr. Mayor do not necessarily reflect the views of Bro Talk Live as an entity. But
they absolutely do. Sue the whole show.
Individual opinion of said person who made the statement. Thank you.
All right. Next up, we're going to talk about 21 Savage. How impressed were you guys with his participation in the annual event that we cover on the show known as the Slut Walk?
I'm sorry?
Oh, is that time? It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It is that time of the year.
In the breast cancer walk?
Is October is
when I saw people walking, I assumed it was for breast cancer.
No, like it's like I think the Slut Walk might be an official lead-in into Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
No.
I think it's like it starts it off.
You go from wearing pink pasties to pink ribbons.
The deaths of millions of women are what's leading the way. We don't need any Slut Walk to come before it.
Or after it, or during.
Or after it, or anywhere near it. We had this discussion already. I don't know why it's still happening.
Well, now she acted as her boyfriend that's participating with her. And previously, when she did this, there was never a man by her side. Now she has a man who's carrying the I'm a hoe sign too. So it's a little different this time around.
And if you don't know what Dex is referencing, this is what he's referencing. 21 Savage, who is dating well, it's not alleged. I guess they've both admitted to it by now. Amber Rose. Those two were together at the Slut Walk, and 21 Savage held up a sign that said Captain Save a Hoe, and he also held up another sign that said I'm a hoe too, both of which hit the internet off by fire, saying a lot of questionable things about 21 Savage. They also said he looked like he was being held captive in these pictures by his facial expressions or his lack thereof. And blank stares. Seemed like he was embracing the full time. Also, this picture where he was holding the I'm a hoe too sign next to Amber, they remarked at his facial expression there.
He looked like he got in trouble in school, and like his mom came and made him hold up one of them signs.
Someone else, a couple of other people also online said that he was losing like his swagger, his whole street cred, because of the fact that he is now, dressing up with Amber Rose and going to slut walks. And she didn't like that, so she decided to go on the internet and release the following video. Let's see if we can get this thing to play for you guys.
It's my man not savage anymore? Like, do y'all want him to pistol with me, beat me up, shoot up the front wall? Like, what the fuck?
Oh.
So yeah, there you go. 21 Savage had that to say about people criticizing him about going to the slut walk. Guys, how do you think 21 handled his day abroad with Amber Rose? Did he do a good job? Would you have supported her? I
think he handled this like a 24-year-old does when they fall into a relationship that they don't plan to be on with a 33-year-old. That's what's happening here. Like he's impressed by her because she's a little bit older, but like you need to leave her alone. The fact that people criticize you and say that you're losing your swagger and your street cred, and the first thing that comes out of her mouth is, "Do you think he should pistol whip me?" like that's a problem.
So what you want him to do? Shoot up the slut walk?
Like, why does your mind think like that? Like she's 33 years old, acting like a 21-year-old savage.
I mean, I guess she's saying that she doesn't understand why he has to be weak if he just goes to the slut walk. Ty, do you think 21 Savage is a little weaker now that he's gone and attended and participated and marched with the sluts?
I do.
Oh, because before you just thought he was just what?
Cream of the crop.
Anybody who couldn't stand up to her and let her know that it was Breast Cancer Awareness Month, that she had no business out there walking around and looking stupid, and then had the nerve to hold up a pink sign, but instead of it saying Breast Cancer Awareness, it said something about how she was a slut or Captain Save-A-Ho or something else like that. I think he is losing his street cred because real gangsters went to the Breast Cancer Awareness Walk. Or at least preparing for it because it's not their time. We gave them a month, I believe. If you review the clip, we said they can do their month in
March.
What was it? March? I think
March is after.
I think it was March.
After Black History Month.
Yeah.
All right.
Sluts Awareness Month, March.
Sluts Awareness Month. Any more comments on one of our favorite events of the year, guys? Nope, nothing. All right, let's move on. The next thing on the docket we're talking about Young Thug. Should Young Thug keep or return his wedding dress? This is relevant because his fiance / girlfriend or whatever she was, I don't know if she is it anymore, Jerica Carlay caught him cheating and she outed him out all over the internet. Shade Room, I guess, got these posts from her Snapchat. And they posted them with pictures of a woman in Young Thug's side phone that his homeboys reportedly left in the car, and that's what that is in the middle. So that's how she found out about the text and everything else, because the homeboys wasn't doing their job, and they left his side phone in the car. She also posted a picture of the alleged person what's the person who cheats? What's their name? What do you call them? Adulterer?
Sure, why not?
Mistress.
We call them side pieces.
Sodomies? Like what?
A side piece.
Oh, a side piece.
Sodomite? Like what?
Who says that? Yeah, the side piece. The alleged side piece. With the caption saying it's an N-word. The young woman whose picture she posted decided to unveil herself for the world to see.
Of course.
So she can get some more sponsors. And she posted the following: Jerica calling me a side piece. How I'm a side piece to the side piece. Catch this logic. As if myself nor Thug has time to entertain your foolishness. Remember, it's two sides to every story, simple B. Then you playing on my phone at 4 a.m. Thug, get her. To that, seems like Ms. Jerica Carlay did contact Young Thug because she posted this up on Instagram a little bit later with her engagement ring that Thugger had purchased for her with the caption, "The race is to the one that endures to the end."
No, ma'am.
seeming like she's gonna stay on with
The race is
No,
not given
ma'am.
to the swift nor the strong. Go ahead, Ness.
So,
No,
guys, you think Young Thug
ma'am.
should return his wedding dress, or should he hold off for a little bit? You know, because he might still get married to her.
I think he should hold
I
off.
want her to take God out of this trifling union. He has nothing to do with this nonsense.
I'm confused though. Like, why are y'all shocked that if y'all was her, I would be relieved that I found him texting another woman.
Right.
Like,
She allegedly never had doubts.
yeah, but he wore a
Of course
dress.
she
So
did.
if you don't have doubts, you should. Like, I mean, like he wants to wear a dress to your wedding. So yes, he should take that dress back because it's 2017 and I'm down for, whatever y'all want to do these days, but only one of us can wear a dress. Like either you're going to wear the dress or she's going to wear the dress, but both of y'all cannot be walking down the aisle with a dress. So give this woman her time. You already cheated on her. Let her wear the dress. Take the dress back.
How long has this engagement been, though? Didn't we talk about this like 2 years ago?
It was
Well,
last
they're
year.
trying to plan an extravagant wedding, and then he has to make sure he has the right gown. So he can't just, run down the aisle.
He got stay cinched.
Jason, he got engaged before both of us.
Yeah, but y'all weren't looking for a good dress. Like, he can't find a good dress. He probably find the same dresses that she find, and then like showing them to her, and she's like, "Oh, that's the same dress I got." And they got to go back to the drawing board. Like, it's a lot when two women get married together, or well, when a woman and a man gets married together, and the man must wear a dress.
You're awful. Do you feel bad for OJ? OJ Simpson was released from jail after 9 years, and the feds was already watching.
Juice is loose.
The juice is loose again, and
Like they let him out.
I don't feel bad. Whatever happened to him, he's in good standing after
he is
murder.
in good standing. This is what happened when people walked up on him, basically at a gas station.
Juice. How's it feel to be out? Juice.
Man, how in the world y'all stalking me? Jesus, man.
Where you guys headed?
Well, one, know none of your business. Two, I'm in the car for the last 5 hours, so how do I know how it feels to be out? And hey man, look, I've been in nowhere USA for the last 9 years doing nothing. Nothing has changed in my life. What do you guys? I mean, what do you expect? I mean, there's nothing changed. Please, all right, can I have a break here? All right, thank you. God bless. Take care, guys. Yeah, nothing's changed.
That was OJ, and people followed
listen.
him. I won't say chased him down, whatever like that, but they walked up on him in the car. And now that OJ is out, he's back to getting attention again. One person who is taking advantage of OJ being out, or the potential of OJ being out, is Black China's mother, Tokyo Toni. She decided to that connection was awesome. She decided to write a love note to OJ on Instagram, and I'll just read a little bit of it. I'm not going to read the full thing. Apparently, this is her, according to Gossip, she has multiple fake accounts where she toggles between and deletes some or whatever like that when she posts something that she doesn't like that she posted. So this is apparently what she posted yesterday. Juicy Juice, OJ, my juicy juice, come visit me. I'm single.
Oh.
Hey, OJ, those hands turn me up and on. The way they fit it in that glove nice and tight, just like me. You've been in 9 years. I've been
That's
in 2.
enough, Jason. That's
celibate.
enough.
Hey,
That's enough.
refreshes air. I ain't no hoe like the other chicks hanging around in the past. I just do what I do. Low-key freak joint, though. Just do you. I hope you really like, I'm thinking, thick below the belt, smart above the shoulder. I'm low maintenance. I get my own ass, boo. A gift is cute of appreciation, but I'm good. Looking to see what's up with you. Cook your ass a decent real soul food meal. Let me serve it up, Zaddy. Rock the babies to sleep down low. Ha ha, get it? I
That's
cook,
enough.
clean, wash, preach, play, and pray. I make money, and I am so to be an author, and I'm a realtor, a manager. I want a company, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what the hell she was doing, but she gave this man her full resume, also put her number down there at the bottom as well. And she finished it off by saying, hey, Juice, I got the good juice for you, flavored. Come on, Tokyo Tony. She's getting herself a man for the holiday season, guys.
Now,
what she needs to be getting
feel
is
bad for
a
OJ?
seat.
now I feel bad for OJ.
Watching that video of OJ, like I would really be surprised if he makes it to 2019. Like, I do feel bad for him because I feel like people are going to take so much advantage of him now. And I'm concerned about him. I really hope that he's not staying by himself. I really hope that, like, there's someone.
I hope he is.
No, I hope there's someone checking on him, like, often. And I really just hope he's not hanging out with the friends that he was with before. Because that video, he just looks super vulnerable, and I just really feel like someone's going to take advantage of him.
And he was so nice to the person that rolled up on him. Like, he actually sat there and talked to him. Like,
but do you see how open and willing he was to do that? Like, now, if you're willing to do that, like, say it's a person that you knew from the past that's just no good for you, you might be willing to let them sit right there in the house with you and convince you to do Lord knows what. Like, I'm really afraid for him.
Well, I don't think Kris Jenner is going to let her baby father just be having, bad influences all around.
Well, look, Tony's connected to Kris now, so he's back in the fold.
And these people better watch rolling up on OJ like that, asking all them questions. Y'all remember what happened to the last group of people that asked too many questions?
Allegedly.
Oh.
I mean, really, he was acquitted of it.
You must have quit.
Okay.
The law said he ain't do it.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
The law is known to be false.
Not back then, it wasn't.
Come on, that was true, swift justice.
Ridiculous. All right, guys, do you actually think that OJ is going to stay out of trouble?
No.
I would like to hope so, but like people just rolling. Like I really do feel bad for him because he still owes the Goldmans like $200 million. So whatever he does, he's going to be paying them. Anytime he gets paid for something, they're going to levy taxes out of that money.
And
they're snatching that up.
And they should. All right, let's move on. Racist.
Oh, come on.
Yes,
you know the answer.
Next.
I like this. You guys don't like the segment? I like the segment.
I like it.
Okay.
I do.
The answer is always yes.
Okay. The first one, this was in a Canadian group of textbooks. We're talking about the European moving over here, titled Moving Out. It says, when the European settlers arrived, they needed land to live on. The First Nations people agreed to move to different areas to make room for the new settlements. They also had a little quiz on one of these pages, and we're just going to play the quiz so I can see if you guys can fill in the blanks here. Fill in the blanks.
I cannot.
When the European settlers arrived, they looked for land to settle. The First Nations people signed. What did they sign?
Money.
Death certificates.
They signed money.
Smallpox blankets. Like.
The answer would be agreements, stating that they would give parts of their
souls
and land
to the settlers. The settlers then used this land for housing and
graveyards,
white people sex,
graveyards.
In return, the First Nations people received
nothing.
Smallpox.
I got not a damn thing. Reservations to die on.
Money and protection. And the lands called reserves were set aside for their use.
No,
absolutely not. I need to find me a lawyer to
sue them. I always wondered how, how sometimes they'd be like, oh, this is a Native American reserve or Indian reserve. I always wonder what classified them as reserved. And now that I know, you mean to tell me y'all stole this land from these people decades ago, told them that this will always be your land. Now your ancestors are coming out here and like trying to take the land again. This is some stuff. And
here's the thing about
reservations are nothing more
about
than
like reserves. Like that's exactly what the reserves are. Like they are barren, the most barren lands in like South Dakota where nothing grows. Where like there are 2.5 police officers where they can't get any medicine. It's like, are you kidding? They're just like, the Indians are doing fine.
And yet we still want to dig up oil reserves in these areas.
Of course.
Still got, and last night the damn NFL had the damn Chiefs versus the Redskins, and neither one of them had an American player on it. Can you believe that?
Not in area one.
I didn't
You
necessarily
think they go into a
this is
reserve to
racist,
pick
but
up a
it's
Native
just
American?
dumb as hell.
This is absolutely systemic racism. Like you are peddling this whitewashed history. Absolutely. That's not how it happened. These whites didn't move out. Like the Native Americans weren't like, oh,
They
hey,
signed agreements.
come on
They
over.
signed agreements.
Moving
Right.
out.
Moving out.
Like, seriously?
They had no
That's
choice.
gravely
They were walking down
was
like
moving out.
I can't. These people were walking down the beaten path with their skin falling off from these smallpox blankets. You talking about signing agreements? They didn't even read English.
And then they said, well, they need protection. Protection from what? You?
They agreed to move to make room.
To make room. Like
They
get into that.
voluntarily gave up the best of lands.
Like I'm just gonna give up the ghost.
Spun that fiction? You need to do a little bit more writing, a little bit more often, just in a different genre.
They need to go work for the White House. Whoever spun this,
They need to
go
become
work for the White House.
New White House press secretary.
This is currently what's happening in the White House, though. They're spinning everything. Like Donald Trump really thinks he did a good job in Puerto Rico.
Someone who thinks that he's Jesus Christ incarnate, Pat Robertson.
Thank you,
Pat.
700-year-old Pat Robinson from the 700 Club.
How old is he, Jason?
700. That's why it's called the 700 Club. He the only one in it.
The only one. Everybody else is dead.
Dead and gone. Talking about the Las Vegas shootings, saying, quote, "There is violence in the streets because we have disrespected authority. There is profound disrespect for our president all across this nation. They say terrible things about him. It's in the news. It's in other places. There's disrespect now for our national anthem, disrespect for our veterans, disrespect for the institutions of our government, disrespect for the court system. All the way up and down the line, disrespect." And those were his comments when they asked him about the state of America with the Las Vegas shooting that just happened.
The first thing I need to know is who is the they that went to Pat Robinson to ask him anything? Nobody cares.
Whoever
Nobody
went
cares.
is also a racist because they just wanted to hear his foolishness. You want to hear an old man babble on like a crazy old batshit imbecile.
Next, you right?
I'm just trying to figure out like where we went wrong in America, you know. Disrespecting everybody out here.
It was when the Indians moved out.
Lord.
So that is why America is the way that it is. Great.
Because
time for Q&A. Time.
It's definitely time for Q&A. We need a break. So Q&A. We'll
commercial break.
A break that we need from the foolishness. So let's just pick our.
That was a doozy. That was a doozy of a little first segment, wasn't it?
That was a doozy.
Oh, I'm tired.
2 questions from last week remain, and we have 2 new ones. Any of these peaky ones?
We're always out with the old and in with the new. Sorry.
Oh my God.
You can't tell them last week that wait till next week, and then next week like, we're not living in the past.
Donald Trump does it all the time.
The 2 on the left are the new ones. The 2 on the right are the old ones.
Fine, let's do the old ones.
Let's do one old, one new.
Okay.
One from the left, one from the right. Which one piques your fancy?
We both know you didn't send me the questions. Like, you're stalling. I have no idea.
Well, what looks interesting to you guys? We have boyfriend, relationship, kids, manager.
They not yours. Don't take care of them. Next.
Manager, work, and tips. That's an interesting one.
You don't need tips. Like, come on, people. You know how to work.
Boss, work, and collaborating. or brother, mom's birthday and planning?
Oh, that sounds interesting.
I think we should do the manager works and tips, definitely.
Yeah,
Let's do that one then.
first.
All right. And it reads.
Oh, I'm sorry. The manager at the restaurant where I currently work took $28.67 out of my tips for a dine and dash. Oop, I was waiting on a customer when I went to the kitchen to check on another customer's order and came back, she was gone. I can't control whether someone wants to pay for their meal or not. I can only take their order and serve them. When I told my manager what happened, she was like, "Oh, well, it's coming out of your tips." I don't know if she's serious and since I'm still fairly new and there's no HR department here, I don't know if that's typical. Have any of you guys ever worked in a restaurant? Can she do that?
I feel like we're out of our league on this one, girl. Let me look it up real quick. Hold on.
If it helps, there's some organization called like the ODC or something like that. It's like workers who don't have representation. I don't know.
Child, I worked at Popeyes. Wait, we wasn't getting
no tips.
It's definitely not a legal thing to do. I know, like, just in general, like, it's somebody else's money or whatever. I know, like, restaurants understand that people are dining and dashing. I don't think that legally she can take your money from you like that. But I think but I think if it's one of those situations where it's her establishment and there's really nobody else that you can go to or know to go to, like there's no way to stop her from doing it. You know what I mean? Like, how like sometimes you work in places or whatever, and like the person that you're working with is like the direct contact. You don't know anybody else in the company to kind of go to them to talk to them about what's happening, so they take advantage of it. And that's probably what's happening here if she's really trying to take that money out of your check.
I found it. This is what the U.S. Department of Labor says. Tipped employees are those who customarily and regularly receive more than $30 a month in tips. The tips are the property of the employee. The employer is prohibited from using an employee's tips for any reason other than as a credit against the minimum wage obligation to the employee. Only tips actually received by the employee may be counted in determining whether or not the employee is a tipped employee, blah, 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 blah. So it looks like basically, no, they can't make you pay for.
Take them to the cleaners, sue.
All right.
But, I mean, how important is this $28 to you? Because you might end up getting fired in the process.
You absolutely are going to get fired. You don't need to be working in know-how. They're taking $28.67 for a dine and dash. You need to find you a new job.
Yeah, I say move on.
Yeah, so I don't know how bad you want to fight this over $28.
It's the principle, sue. They got to pay the court fees anyway when you win.
They can go to Judge Judy. No one has to pay the court fees.
But like, what would you get for it? Like,
they pay both of y'all.
How would you go about suing? Like, what are you going to win? Not your $28.
Yeah, you would win your $28 if they take it from you.
Yes, you would. It's a civil suit. And then if they get fired,
that's what it's like. Is it that important to you? Is $20 that important to you for you having to go to look for a new job? Because after you sue somebody, they're not going to keep you.
But if they do fire you while you're suing them, you can actually have another lawsuit for
Yeah, but how long is that going to last, and how much you going to get from that?
You can get some money.
All right, let's move on. We don't have any. Jason answered the question. No, they can't do that. But it doesn't like you're going to be able to do anything about it.
Excuse us.
It's a small business. I don't think they're going to give them nothing. They cry bankruptcy in a second.
Unless they've done it to a lot of people and there's some kind of like class action suit. That would be cute.
Bankruptcy. You know what? Trump did it.
Many Sundays.
Many a Sunday.
All right, Ty, can you see the screen or no?
A little bit.
Can you see it enough to read one? Which one you want to do?
I thought that. I'm sorry to be so unprofessional. I really thought you picked it, and so I what we were doing. I think we're going to do. We said person, boyfriend, place, relationship, thing, kids.
That's the one y'all want?
No, I thought we were doing one old, one new.
Yeah, one old, one on the right side.
Okay. Okay. Boss, work, collaborating.
Oh no, that's the wrong one. Here we go. And it reads, "Read, son."
That's Bible.
Has it not popped up? Oh, there we go.
Oh, there it is. All right. I have a coworker who started a few months ago. He and I are responsible for similar types of projects, but we rarely collaborate because the projects don't readily lend themselves to teamwork. Occasionally, we may consult each other if we hit a technical snag with the software. For some reason, my boss has started pushing me to work more closely with him on my projects. However, I find his finished product to be subpar, and I wouldn't want my name associated with his work. Other coworkers seek me out specifically to assist them, even when I'm slammed and he isn't. Do you have any thoughts on how I can, one, get my boss to stop pushing the point, and two, let her know that I prefer to stick to my way of doing things without disrespecting my coworkers? Also, why might a manager start insisting on collaboration out of the blue? I always think like automatically that Dexter should answer these questions and I shouldn't have to be
because
bothered with
Dex
that.
has a good relationship with managers and has been a manager at several corporations.
I had a friend
Amen.
actually who dealt with something very similar to this, like recently, and
Maybe they wrote the show.
huh?
Maybe
Oh,
they
they
wrote the
actually
show.
watched the show. Maybe they just maybe. So anyway, like what she did first was talk to the person about it so that they don't get like offended or anything. That like these aren't projects that really require like two people to do it. This is something that's like I can do this by myself, or you could do this by yourself, and we would get more work done if we did things separately or whatever. And then kind of communicate that same thing with the manager, with the other person, so that you guys are all on the same page together. And it's not like one of those things like where you're going into your manager's office to complain about having to work with someone.
That's a good point. Like y'all both going there at the same time.
Yeah, and then the other person's not like bamboozled because it's just like, oh, I didn't know anything about this.
That's good advice.
I would think that maybe possibly the manager is not completely satisfied with the other person's work and wants them to quote unquote learn from you, it sounds like. And so that's why this collaboration is happening. Like I can't see any other reason why the manager would insist on that, but I don't know what field this is. So
in my job, like I just think of this if it was happening at my workplace. At my job, there are some managers who will assign people to work on a project like with you or work on something with you because they don't fully understand your job. Like there are people who I work with who don't really understand like my role and what my capabilities and what what I'm doing. So they would send somebody else over to help and whatever. And it's just like I do this with my eyes closed. Like I don't need the help with this. And then you just got to communicate with people because a lot of times people really just don't know.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what field you're working in. Like in my field, that will be like a coaching situation. So they would put somebody less experienced with someone more experienced to try to up that other person's skills.
That makes sense.
But that's an education. So I'm not exactly sure what field this is and how that kind of works because education, unfortunately, is the only place I've ever worked.
Oh, how beautiful. You've always worked in your career. The American dream. Some of us are living it. Good advice. Anyone else have anything to say? I think they covered it. Bill, you good?
I'm going to what they said, and at the end, just put please advise.
Finish your question. I'm sorry, Jason, you were saying something?
No, I was going to let you do it. Go ahead.
Finish your question. brotalklive.com/questions. Jump on the website, fill in the box. We got you.
Amen. Moving on to just a time. We're gonna play a game.
The songs are reserved for Dexter's section only.
In case you didn't know.
Yes, they hating. I give y'all the best stuff every week. I give y'all a meat sandwich every week, chocked full of good stuff.
Wow.
That's very unpleasant.
Potted meat. We're gonna play
potted meat
called "Open for a Surprise," which in lots of cases probably is potted meat.
Canned meat.
Yeah. There's this thing going on Twitter where you'll see like half the picture and it says like open for someone retweet and put open for a surprise because it makes the picture smaller when you retweet it. So it looks really cool when you open it. And it's like a big surprise, like, oh, I wasn't expecting to see that. So that's kind of what we're going to do here today. Open for a surprise. So guys, the first one up, open for a surprise. What are we going to see, you think, when you open this one for a surprise?
Some terrible shoes.
Is he barefoot?
A bad haircut?
A stunt. I feel like this is a stunt.
There we go. Open for a surprise. And bam.
Oh,
He's Dominican. I know it. I know it. You don't have to
It
say
might be
anything
both
else.
because we can't see the full extent of the haircut. So.
I know for a fact he's Dominican. Look at him. He's got pink chanclas on his feet.
Tex, would you wear those chancletas?
No, I would not. I know those look like they come from Old Navy. I don't do Old Navy flip flops.
Those are cheap. They be in that little bin.
where do you get yours?
You know, the ones that they be like wrapped around the store buying. Like those flip flops get so popular. Not for me though.
Dex is all uppity. He going to Nordstrom to get his Birkenstocks.
And then when you go to when you go to the beach, you people see that they leave their flip flops and it be all brown on the inside because they sweat it all in.
And then that little piece that's in the middle that your toes go in between, it always like hangs out real low at the bottom.
Yeah, they stretched it all out. All right, next one. Opens for a surprise. So here's your hint, bro. I thought that was Shorty sideburns. Hint.
Oh,
So
she got like a cat on her head.
Her wig is bad.
What could that be? It has to be a cat or something crazy like that.
Yeah, like a cat on her head.
All right, here we go. And bam!
Oh,
Oh, that was a good one.
oh no!
She actually kind of pulls it off a little bit though.
It was,
These
what you
eyebrows
say
are like-
next? Look like what?
She kind of pulls that off a little bit.
No, no, the hell she don't.
I mean, it looks
That's-
crazy.
That's kind of dope.
but
If you
like,
think about it. That is kind of decent.
What's happening here is it looks like those eyebrows are now mutton chops. Like she's growing a mutton chop on the side of that face.
Like she got a tail on her head, like right in the middle of her face, and it's just going over one eye.
I think it's very creative.
That's weird. Like, whose eyebrows, first of all, are that long?
Like,
Those are glued
who
on,
is
probably.
braiding eyebrows is my question.
Those got to be glued on. That can't be like an actual eyebrow.
Lace front eyebrows.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Open for a surprise.
I
just want to know where my daddy was going with them hard ass curls. Now, you guys think you know.
Soul Glow. Soul Glow.
The worst.
Oh,
Turtle
it can't be
Ray
worse
Ray.
than Soul Glow.
You
Oh,
can't be
shit, I
that
ain't even got
bad.
the picture. I didn't even put the picture in here.
Oh,
oh, what was it?
We're going to come back to it. Hold on. I'm going to work on getting it while I play this next one. So this person faked fainting to see what their dog would do. So, guys, what do you think the dog is going to Who do you think the
Piss
dog
on
is
that
going
man.
That dog peeled off and left him.
I think the dog pissed on him.
Dex, what you think the dog?
I think the dog left him for dead.
All right, let's see. And I'll do the play-by-play. The dog's walking, and the guy just thinks about it. He's like, all right, I'm going to go down and see what this dog does. The dog never misses a step. Never turns around.
Left him for dead.
Never even glances back. He continues on his journey right into the woods.
But why
Left
is he
him for
still
dead.
laying there? The dog is like halfway across the country.
Yeah, like why would he not get up at all after you realize the dog didn't give a shit?
How about because I feel like this is a stunt he's pulled before, but he just put it on camera this time. The dog is like, I don't have the time today.
That's it.
The dog came back once before.
Right. And the dog was like, not today, Satan. Not today.
Like, you-
The dog was like, get your ass up. I can smell dead.
All right, I will have the hard curl picture for you guys before the show's over. I promise. I just need time to get it real quick. I don't know why I didn't include it. All right, this next one, guys. What do you think is going to happen here?
They're fighting.
They're fighting. So this is 3 men and a woman fighting each other, and
Body slam.
3 men and a woman. I only see 4
They
people.
put blood in a
I
woman's
mean,
mouth.
2, 3 people. They put
And the
blood in
woman-
that mouth.
now let's watch. There goes the woman on the right side, and a guy
You're
has
not
something in
pushing
his
in front of a
hand on
car.
the left side, and he's bam right in her face.
What was that?
Was that a cinder block?
I don't know.
What was that?
I have
It
no idea
exploded. Like, what the hell was that?
what that was. But that was
He cracked over the head with a bottle of Hennessy.
You want to watch? You want to rewatch it?
Please.
That's
I
definitely a
need to see
cinder
this.
block. Like,
I
look,
think it looks like it's like a case of beer.
That was
Bam!
a goddamn. Oh my goodness!
That was terrible.
I don't think that's funny. That's awful.
Yeah, that is terrible.
More to the story is don't be throwing stuff when you fighting people.
Jason,
like just
Jason,
fight.
one more
You
time.
gotta have a weapon.
Well, you think
Yeah,
that's funny
what?
because you fight. No.
Play it one more time. Play it one more time. So I had to put blood in Dex's mouth. I want him to see what's gonna happen. He keep getting smart.
Bam!
Bam! Right in the kisser.
She did like the dead body turn and everything. The woman, according to reports, reportedly, the woman is okay. And
Her dog left her too.
she was just thrown for a loop for a little bit.
She's thrown for a loop, all right.
Oh God.
She's experienced concussion-like symptoms, and oftentimes those symptoms feel exactly how I feel after Dex's BS report.
All right, guys, it's another exciting edition of Dex's BS report, a show within a show. All right, so the first thing that we have.
Oh, excuse me.
Tagline. He is pushing that spinoff.
Okay, Mike Super Short Show.
Come on, Full House, Family Matters.
Let me get it out.
That one, didn't he?
All right, so the first thing that we have on the lineup today, God, I can't even remember my story now.
Lineup.
Oh, right.
There's a guy in Michigan who was actually
Mike Super Short Show.
my super short.
Spin off. Come on.
There's a guy in Michigan who was actually a drug dealer, so he decided to text one of his longtime customers. Her name is Jan. He texted her, Jan, do you need any emoji? And then he put the emoji trees. He got a response like, what are you talking about? And then he said, do you want any bud? And she's like, yeah. Then he told her where to meet him, this, so forth and so on. Crazy part about it is Jan actually had changed her number, and this number is now belongs to a police officer. So when the young man showed up to sell the weed to the woman Jan who he thought he was texting, he actually walked into a police car and was arrested. He also had 16 grams of marijuana on him at the time. So there's that.
They need to let him go for that.
Why would they do that? Come on.
Another situation that's going on a little close to home in Maryland. If you ever been to Massage Envy, it's one of the premier massage parlors out there, and also in Philadelphia, and some in LA as well. Well, sometimes you get a little bit more than you bargained for when you go for these massages, as one woman found out fairly recently. As she was getting her massage, a young man by the age of 24 years old,
a real massage.
He turned her around and decided to perform oral sex on her while she was laying on the massage table. The company actually, they tried to cover up some past sexual assaults that this young man did, so they have a pretty decent lawsuit on their hand. And finally,
see if it tastes like cucumber melon, like you put it on there.
And finally, so we all know that women go and they get vaginal rejuvenation. Well, now, guys, there's something out there for you. It's something out there called Scrotox. And what Scrotox is, it is when they inject Botox into the scrotum.
Good night.
And fuck you up. Like you are done.
This is actually a very popular gift. Like a lot of men request this when they get a vasectomy, and they also request this when as a pump gift. And a pump gift, if you don't know, this is a BS report bonus. A pump gift is the gift that women
bonus is a Dex Super Short Show. Wow, what's next?
A pump gift is a gift that women give to men for their work in making a baby. So like how we give them push gifts, they have to give us now pump gifts because we did some stuff to have that baby as well. And that has been Dex's BS report for the week.
But wait a minute. His muscles.
Yeah, but it also smooths them out. So like the whole purpose of this is just to get rid of the wrinkles in your scrotum.
I mean, but
because wrinkly scrotums are really a world epidemic in America.
Some scientists needed to solve it, experiment, and test out.
Thanks for Dex, the Super Short Show. Appreciate it. Time for seats, Bill.
I feel like I don't even want to go now. Like I need to come up with some taglines and some lineups.
In a show.
Listen,
Coming
Dex got me together.
Wigs.
Come on. But my first seat, it has to go to these people out here, like these conspiracy theorists about like what happened in Las Vegas. Like, I'm a conspiracy theorist, but like 59 people are dead. Could y'all wait like a week before y'all start? Oh my God, why were all the exes blocking me? Like, can y'all wait? People are actually dead. Like, people actually lost their lives. Like, let's just relax for a few minutes and just write your theories out first before y'all start going off, and then like on a piece of paper, and then read it, and then realize how stupid you sound, and then like throw it in the trash.
And they don't play either. They be like, look, there's a trauma actor. Like, can you stop?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And it's unfortunate that, I mean, this year has just really showed me personally how many insane people there are in the world, like that just have gone undiagnosed. And it's an epidemic, really, that people are this stupid in 2017, and there seems to be no fix for it. So yeah, it's really disheartening when you see people continue to push narratives like blah 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 is a coincidence and character actors all set up as a conspiracy and all this crazy stuff. The Rothschilds ordered it because they want to control all of the banks. It just gets to a point where enough is enough.
Not to, like, if y'all get with it, I'm sorry, Dex, but if y'all get with it, the Rothschilds already control all of the banks.
But like the other day, like someone wrote that, and it's not that I think people are smart or stupid, but I just feel like some people just should know better than to post certain things. And like I tried to keep my inner tide going, but like sometimes my inner will comes out and I just can't help it. And I comment on these people's posts. And I really try hard not to do it. But like sometimes I see things in, like that specifically, like conspiracy stuff, it drives me insane. Like it is the stupidest thing. But to my seat, I have two really quick ones. First, this is actually a viewer submitted one. Fatima told me that this is a seat that needs to go out, so I'm going to make sure I get it out there. Entertainment Weekly has to be seated for not including Jamie Foxworth in the Family Matters reunion. Jamie Foxworth, if you guys remember, was the young daughter.
We don't.
Well, she was the young daughter Judy, who
she went up them steps and
who disappeared.
Who disappeared or whatever. But like they brought the whole cast back, but they didn't bring her back
because we didn't remember her.
Because they were pretending she didn't exist. Why would they now pretend that she does exist?
She thinks that they didn't bring her back because of her pornographic past, and she said that
they didn't know about it.
To her, that's problematic because
they had no idea she was in porn. They didn't know. They weren't checking for her.
There were other people.
She should have joined. She should have joined the slut walk over this weekend. That's what she should have done.
I literally found out she was in porn.
With the people who got the voices, the slutters.
I literally found out she was in porn when she started complaining. That they
like the white walkers and the slut walkers.
That's when everybody found out. Nobody knew. They just didn't include it because they forgot about it. That should have
been down there with the slut walkers.
But also, the character who played Waldo actually reached out to her a couple of days before.
He's the only one who remembered her.
Wait, but he asked her if they reached out to her, and he
knew damn well they didn't.
And she said no, and he still went along and did the shoot and did not.
No, he didn't want to look like a bad friend.
21 Savage is drunk on
after the fact. So
but why did he
like a bad friend?
He should have never did it then if it was, you know what I mean? Like, kind of like.
When's the last time he's been in anything? Why would he deny such an opportunity to come back in the spotlight?
And then my final seat, this is a personal one, actually. I like this person. I like this person. I do like you. I really like her. But this moment is very seat-worthy. So, like, last month, I decided to just, like, stop eating meat. So, like, I'm really trying, like, very hard to just be more conscious of, like, what I eat and stuff like that. By no means am I, like, super healthy and doing, like, a great job at it, but I'm, like, really trying hard to do it. So today, I was in the cafeteria, and I was getting my overnight oats together. And one of my coworkers said to me, "What are you eating there?" And I was like, "Oh, it's overnight oats." And she's like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's just oats, fruit, honey, whatever. Like, that's it, and milk, almond milk." She's like, "Oh, you've been eating so healthy lately." And I was like, "Yeah, thank you. I'm like really trying hard to like eat healthy, whatever." And then she proceeds to say, "So how come you haven't lost any weight?" And like, I don't think she meant it in like a nasty way, but like,
but that was
how do you expect the person to take that?
That was nasty. I mean, that was nasty.
Like I know for a fact I don't know what my face looked like, but I know it wasn't good because that caught me off guard. And I rarely get caught off guard. That caught me off guard. Big.
That's if she wanted.
She was trying to sneak in being a bitch. Like that's the worst kind.
Bigly. Clear people.
I don't want to get into any details because there's only
Okay.
No,
right.
not.
Okay.
I don't have a seat. All good. All is good in the hood. Baby will be here in about 16 weeks, and that's when I'll stop getting sleep. So there's that. I'm excited. Thanksgiving is coming up. Also, Halloween is also coming up.
Thanks be to God. Listen, hold it.
We will be doing a Halloween special. Everyone's going to dress up except for Ty, apparently.
Exactly.
And we're going to have ourselves a good old time. If you have any ideas of what you want any of us to be, feel free to leave us a comment on our Instagram page or on our Twitter, Facebook handles, such like that. And we will take them into considerations, especially people who want to give Tyson ideas. Because I think the reason he doesn't want to do it, he just doesn't know what he wants to be.
I think that's what it is too.
Something like Grimace from McDonald's or
oh no, you been
Jason. Good night.
Jason being a nasty bitch. Okay.
For Ty, for Dex, for Bill, do you guys have any final words to say?
Actually, I do. I want to really quickly shout out. So I had a lot of my students. Last year's class that graduated. So a few of my track kids are now at East Stroudsburg University. And they have like their dorm watching up at East Stroudsburg University. So shout out to you guys. We appreciate all the support. And just knock on more doors and get more people to watch. This week, I'll be at Mount Airy Church of God in Christ tomorrow on Wednesday, October the 4th, starting at 7 p.m. for their Holy Convocation. And Thursday, I'll be at Mount Hebron Baptist Church. You can catch me at both of those places this week.
Is Hebron related to LeBron?
I think so. I'm not, I can't be certain because, they all look alike.
Those part of the Braun family.
The Braun, all the Browns look alike.
So yeah, he will be down Mount Hebron, not to be confused with Mount LeBron. Upcoming Sunday. Any other announcements?
Just really quickly, if you guys like me are trying to get like fit and really care about weight loss like that, there is a couple things. It's fun to try out different things. There is a product called It Works. If you guys are interested, it's body wraps.
She's selling flat
They are body wraps, and I will be posting about it more and more on my social media, and also providing information on where you can get your own. It works.
Are you out here selling flat?
It works for Lou, Dex. You just said you didn't lose any weight, and then you're going to tell us you're going to peddle a product. No, we don't want it. It didn't work for you, so we don't want it.
Clearly, she asked you. Well, you ain't losing no weight.
Give me strength.
And then you peddle a product such as that one. It works. How do we know?
Trust me, guys, it'll work. And also, when I post the link and everything for it on my social media pages, you guys will actually be able to see people who actually use the product a lot more, and they've been, more consistent. And you will see the success that they've had with it.
But
also, I'm doing wake up now. So if y'all are interested,
I'm also pushing Herbalife. So if you would like to.
And Jason is selling flat tummy tea.
Donate to BOB's satellite thing before it's over. You still got time. And there's still room left to donate as well.
I can't.
For Dex, for Ty, for Bill, it's been another edition of Bro Talk Live. We'll leave you with Dex selling face.
Amongst other things.